So straw man fallacy. Straw man fallacy is creating an imaginary situation in the form of a figure that you then attack. And it's basically creating a logic or a world in the form, literally like a straw man, like a scarecrow, if you will, that you will then attack. It doesn't necessarily relate to the issue in any way. It just it's something it's a fallacy because it's a created logic, and it may or may not have anything to do with the issue at hand. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
What is appeal to nature fallacy?
Appeal to nature. It's an appeal to the notion of like what Marcus Aurelius would say would in meditations is what is it in and of itself? What is its nature? And it's you're literally appealing to the nature of something. And the nature is like not like nature like the birdies and the trees, but the nature of someone, like or of something. Like the nature. Many people believe the nature of a pit bull is that it's a vicious dog and should be put away, put down. And then other people believe, and then will use that, saying, well, look at this. It's in the nature of this dog to be aggressive and attack. And so they will use that. And then other people say, well, wait, no, my pit bull's sweet and saved a baby from a burning house. So it is a fallacy because you can't. The nature of something is not a constant. It's interpretive and it's subjective, and therefore it's a fallacy.
What is genetic fallacy?
Genetic fallacy is something I've never heard. I would say, logically speaking, it would be saying, well, it's built into our DNA, and so therefore we can't overcome it. So the whole idea, though, is would be that it would be hard to figure out the genetics of something as a constant, because literally in critical thinking, what you're trying to do is figure out the constant, the thing that is totally objective all the time. And if you can't do that because genetics are something, I'm assuming, and this is total assumption, that you can't. There's no way to qualify it or quantify it. That was my guess.
And then the last one is the post hoc fallacy.
Post hoc is after the fact, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a fallacy. It's using things that have already happened to prove your point. And it's not. It may or may not be relevant. It's sort of like using stale ingredients to create a recipe. It's, this bread is old, and these ingredients are old, but I'm going to use them again to build up this recipe that I have that is my argument. And it's things that have occurred after the fact. Like for example, the hurricane. I forgot her name. Sandy. Is Hurricane Sandy? Sandy. More informal. Okay. Hurricane Sandy, and what people will do will be to make arguments about what should have happened, and they're going to build that argument based on things that have already occurred versus speculating as to what is the objective truth about things. And they will use things like old ingredients, basically. That's post hoc. Okay.
And then